Whenever the masculine provides care for and love to the feminine, provides resources, shelter, food, and does it without expecting anything in return, yeah, he breaks the matrix. He breaks out of the social engineering, the social constructs, the things that we have been conditioned to believe, the things that are causing gender wars right now, the things that have us upset with each other about emotional wounds that we don't really know how to deal with one another because we haven't dealt with our own stuff, and it's transgenerational. What I'm saying to you is welfare was a spiritual program of sorcery, not only to remove the pillar, to remove the electrical receptacle, to remove the projector of life force energy, the doer. These are all masculine attributes. To remove the one who led with those attributes naturally from the home was to not only leave the what's called to be the spiritual medicine woman, healer, witch, wise woman, high priestess. Look it up. It's basically all the same thing. Just some of the words have been weaponized so we would not use them and would not be able to embody the power that our ancestors' lineage used, and it kept their communities together. We knew how to heal each other. We knew how to take care of each other. We knew how to help each other have babies. We knew how to go to the elders and talk to the elders about things we were experiencing and to draw wisdom from them. We knew how to have community. But now we have sisterhood wounds where women are afraid to trust other women. Women are afraid to invest in relationships with other women because of things that happened to us in the past by other women. We've been programmed to always be in competition with each other, to always be looking at each other for what is it about her that makes me feel better about my inadequacies, instead of looking at each other as sisters who are here to help each other to ascend through the nonsense. This is the state of where we are right now. And it might look bad, but I tell you, with illusions coming down, with the veil coming down so that we can see the true energy that we have been resonating in, it is such a gift to us. And I know that it's uncomfortable, but anything that's worth attaining is going to have a level of discomfort. And this is where we are right now. We are in a place right now where, metaphysically, spiritually speaking, it is a very known law that if the masculine provides safe containment, a safe place, and provision for the feminine, she is then empowered and activated to use her feminine magic, to use her womb space. The womb is not just for having physical babies and having sex. There's a manual to the womb, and it is infinite in the capabilities that the womb gives us. But through misogyny, through entertainment, it was made to seem like the womb is nothing but somewhere for men to come and find relief from stress. Stress is being caused by the same patriarchal system that treats them with a sense of entitlement while leaving women feeling burdened and oppressed. This is the sorcery that has been cast over the minds, the mental space. This is what has caused us to be the walking dead. We're disconnected. We're disconnected from ourselves. We're guarded. We're afraid to open up. We're afraid to admit it. We're afraid to talk about the things that we're really afraid of because we don't want to look weak. And you add on top of that the fact that state will pay for women and children. They will provide. It's not enough for you to quite thrive, but it's just enough to survive. Metaphysically, by doing that, they're doing that to attract and manifest more abundance to themselves. If men could just get this one thing, and I know it's some challenges with men, especially indigenous men, being able to provide because of all of the stuff that happens, all of the disparities, social economic disparities, difficulties. I get it, that's happening. But we're also going through an ascension where we are being supported to overcome these things. So we're not stuck. We're not our ancestors. We have options. We are multidimensional beings. We are calling in help from other galaxies. We don't even realize how important we really are to the entire system. And so they took a microscope and they put us in a little bitty town, in a little bitty system with little bitty ideas, with little bitty ways that we use to feel inferior, like they just kind of micro dosed us with all of this to create this division. And this is why I'm not for all of the talk about if you're having difficulties in relationships, then you're just not meant to be together and you just need to leave. I'm like, no, let's dive into this. Let's dive into this, because if you don't learn the lesson in your present relationship, you're going to learn it in your next. And if you don't learn it in your next relationship, you're going to have to learn it in your next life, which means you're going to reincarnate to experience this shit all over again, but probably on a lower level than you experienced in this lifetime, because the access was being given to you, but you weren't able to follow it. And so we got to take accountability for when our beliefs, our values, our spiritual, practices, we got to take accountability for the fact that we had practices way before monotheistic religion became a thing. And monotheistic religion just took the indigenous practices, the ancestral wisdom that was attained, and reconstructed it and served it to us in the way where slaves would obey their masters. And that means certain sets of people obeying the state, obeying the government, and not ever questioning anything. That means that the women would obey the men. And all of these hierarchies that was created is destroying us to have the capacity to actually love and have empathy and compassion and be patient with one another and be merciful with one another, without feeling like you got to be afraid of giving too much, or you got to be afraid of energy vampires who are just going to take. And let's admit it, sometimes we are the energy vampires and we're in need of different things. When you get needy and you get clingy, it's easy for you to become an energy vampire when you don't know how to meet your own needs within yourself. See, this is one of the things that don't get talked about enough in the concept of spirituality. Am I saying that if men want abundance, the way that they treat the women in their lives is the way for them to have it? Am I saying that that's a hack? That's an esoteric, hidden, occult knowledge that was kept from them in many different ways? Is that what I'm saying? That's absolutely what I'm saying. And for any man who actually does this from a pure heart and work on his programming, the resentment that he feels from having to be a provider. A lot of men resent being a provider. A lot of men feel like providing is a burden because their nervous system is unhealed transgenerationally. So they are already tired 4, 5, 6 generations back from being overworked and underpaid, and that memory is still in them. And as long as that memory, that mindset, that consciousness is what's dominating their mind, even if they do got a good job, stuff just going to keep happening that's going to keep them in the bandwidth of their belief system. And this is all subconscious. This is not what we're conscious of. This is what we're unconscious of. And you have to make the unconscious conscious for you to be able to change anything in your physical reality. But first we got to deal with what's inside of us. So, I am going to be talking about this more and more. And the fact that so many women are burnt out and are silently suffering and have been carrying burdens for generations. And it's to a place now where the aesthetic of looking like you're okay is like what you must do to be a functioning human who is worthy of anything, right? And so, like, we're hiding our pain and our suffering, we're hiding our struggles. And really, we need to allow it to be seen. It's okay to be seen. But the shame that's wrapped around not being able to function when you have been the target of a system of oppression and supremacy, that shame around that is going to keep you disconnected from your soul. And as long as you're disconnected from your soul, you can't fulfill your spiritual mission. As long as you can't fulfill your spiritual mission, you're going to feel resentment to those that are in your life who are a reflection of the simulated reality, the prison that you felt like you've been stuck in. So, y'all, look. Spirituality has to be a part of this conversation. It has to be a part of how we heal. We're not being forced to believe what people before us believe. We can actually be open-minded and do research and allow ourselves to create new doctrines to live by that are based in love and not fear. Yeah. We're worthy to be taken care of. And a taken care of woman, a well-loved woman, I don't even know if a man could imagine how beautiful that is going to be for him.